am expecting at least two more based on earlier conversations in the day. So, okay.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, hello.
Good evening.
How are you? Good evening.
I am picking up an echo from somebody.
I believe it's Ken.
I
It's me.
was echoing. I just put my headphones in to stop it, so maybe I
Oh,
don't know if it's still happening.
I'll put mine on mute and you guys let me know if it's me or not.
it seems to have gone away. It was probably Ken.
Yeah, somebody.
Is it back now?
No.
Nope.
Oh, good.
Okay. So the Duke brothers are now both dead.
Yeah.
Revenge.
Now the question is, what are you gonna do?
Good question.
Oh, and I had one other thing. Let's see, just to make sure.
An idea I had, guys, if and I don't care if we do it, but we got like the map and their signet ring and their payroll ledger and all the info on their research. What if we forged a bill of sale and went in and acted like we're the new owners and tried to take everything and leave without fighting?
Interesting.
You're discussing all this. Sarge comes downstairs and makes an announcement. Says, guys, I've been called back on some important stuff. And I just met my replacement. He's upstairs now. He'll be down in a minute. Uh, I'm sure he can help you a lot more than I do. And Sarge will head for the door. And
Okay.
he's gone. And a few minutes later, each of you gets a message in your mind coming from one at a time. You get the message. Don't be shocked. I look normal, but I'm pretty well vetted. I can handle myself, is basically what you hear. And then the figure comes down the stairs, and what you see is what you get.
Okay.
He is an insect looking creature. He has four arms, and You really didn't see him till he was at the bottom of the stairs because he sort of blended in with the surroundings. He has swords, bow, and surprisingly, Sarge's rapier. And to say, I am Ka in common. That is not my full name, but you cannot pronounce that. So call me Ka.
Okay.
And he will say, I will listen to your discussion. I don't know everything that's going on. Sergeant didn't know what you were going to do yet. So
Is
I will
Ka
find out.
an insect-looking critter?
Yes, with 4 arms.
Right, Green?
That's right. Yeah.
Right, cream.
That's pretty good guess, yes.
Yep.
I decided there were so many frontliners in the party, you could do better with a rogue. And talk to DM
Okay.
to let me switch, okay?
Ah, alrighty.
All right. I mean, rogues are still kind of frontlining. I mean, they can be.
I mean, they can
back,
be
yeah.
bowmen, and also they don't want to be a tank or nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm not necessarily a tank either. I'm
I mean, actually, with
for
their
damage.
artful dodge, if they're only when they're fighting a boss, they are tanks.
Yeah.
And I thought you
Okay.
could probably do better with a rogue who can do a little fighting too, instead of just
I
another
mean, Sergeant's
frontliner.
fine.
Yep.
We weren't
Yeah.
complaining about the party makeup. We were just discussing that. Okay, we have a major hole in our
Right,
tactics,
right.
which was lack of magic mostly.
Right, right.
I think
Just-
our new people covered that, right?
Quite.
I mean, we have a
I'll-
druid now, so that's good.
Right,
And
right.
I'll definitely cover that.
Yeah. So I mean, we have some magic. If you wanted to stick with Sarge, you could have. I mean,
Yeah. Cobb will
bad.
tell you I can do a little bit of stuff.
Unless you're like going to be a moon druid, always an animal.
Ka is a rogue.
yeah, cause Rosewater was the druid. Speaking of, where are they?
I don't know.
Mhm.
And I actually don't see their character sheet.
They leave. Oh, well, this is starting to become a hassle. Seems like
Yeah.
they left.
Yep.
It'd be nice if they would at least just say, "Hey, I'm leaving."
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
So-
I guess
No more druid.
we lost. Yep.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
think
Well,
I confused them into thinking it started an hour earlier because I was sitting here an hour early.
Durgan will just turn to Nora and just go, "Hey, is it us? Seems like every time we've got somebody new in the party, they just leave right away."
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Hey, spent a lot of time in that sewer, and I don't smell, do I? Oh,
Well,
maybe a bit, right? But
I'm sure we could all stand with a shower at some point.
yes.
Yep.
So, continue discussing plans. If you're going to intervene with the dragons at all.
I mean, I don't think we have the clout to intervene directly with the dragons.
Well, there's always indirect methods.
That's true.
I mean,
We try our best to make it seem like they're beginning the attack on them.
we have, we have like the master map of their complex and all their info. We could just turn that over to whichever group we want and try to get a reward, or we could try to sneak in using the map. And because if they had that much on them, surely they've got some more treasure hidden in their quarters and stuff. Maybe.
Not to mention, Subject 7 is still running around.
True.
I mean, I think that's our next agenda. We still want to find Subject 7.
Should we try to find his family and tell them that we learned that he is in a different body and see what they say about that?
I mean, not sure how they would take a group of random people just coming up with a conspiracy like that, true or not.
Yeah, but
we saw him. He's in another body now.
well, we could always just tell them that, Tiamat told us that.
This is true.
I'm sure
It's
that would
true.
bump our credibility up a lot.
But they really believe that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we may find him and just get a lot of headache and nothing else out of it because nobody believes it's him. I don't. Not that we shouldn't. I mean, I'm good either way.
Oh, Sarge gave me this
I mean,
ring
we're
of
generally
spell
doing it for
story
the
with
reward,
other
but also
stuff.
at the same time. We could-
Sarge gave me this ring of spell storing too. I don't know if you want me to keep it or you want somebody else to use it. It's got a counter spell, and he said,
whatever he had on him, you can use it for now.
okay. For now.
Yeah. And without a
Turns
druid,
out
that
you get
rings
somebody
even.
who's if you get a good spellcaster in later, maybe you can give it to them and they can make better use of it.
What loot did the druid take?
Unfortunately, I can't tell you.
I remember us discussing it. I just don't remember which one it was.
Probably the Staff of Power.
No, I don't
Druids
think so.
can't use that. I was going to take that unless nobody else wants it. I mean, unless somebody else wants it.
I don't have access to my own character. What's going on? Where'd my character should go? I can't find my character sheet.
You're Darkroom, right?
Yeah, I'm Dirkram.
I see your character sheet.
Okay.
Let's close the turn order.
And no chance that it's just you haven't opened the character folder?
I'm clicking on the word character like a million times and nothing.
All right, I'm sorry for double checking.
Yeah. No, I'm literally gone between all the things. Like, wait, where is the character sheet? Oh yeah, it's not there.
Refresh your session.
Maybe. Yep, okay, there it is. Wow, weird.
Yeah.
Been having a lot of Right. Yeah, I have the whole list of stuff in my notes. I just need to what we grabbed. So we already have the rapier of speed is already
Yes.
been
This is
accounted for.
Jenkins.
Yeah. Who had the +1 leather armor?
I think that was me.
Okay. Ring of mind shielding.
No, I was avoiding the armor. Right. I had
Yeah.
pretty good con. Which here?
Because I know somebody took the cloak of protection.
That was me. That's what I learned.
That's what
I
you
actually
have,
looked
yeah,
at my
okay.
sheet. Sorry.
All right. Boots of elven kind. I know a lot of these stuff we didn't actually give to anybody just yet. I'm just going through a lot of stuff. Staff of Power.
Right.
I think. I think Honora has, right? Because you mentioned that earlier.
Okay,
Yeah,
the saucer had the dark spark spine.
Mm-hmm. Sorcerer? Do we have a sorcerer? I don't think we have a sorcerer anymore.
We
Not
had
anymore.
I think we had one.
We had
Yeah.
one, but they disappeared too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rex. Yeah.
Right.
What about a sorcerer?
We had one. They're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, who's the most magical in the party currently?
That would be Honora.
Yeah, Nora's back to being the magic. Yeah. Pearl of Power. Did they take the Pearl of Power?
That's another item can help a spellcaster.
Yeah.
My character's got a lot of spellcasting also. The Rothamir, the Bard.
Oh, Bard. Okay, good.
Well, that's good.
We have a bard?
You do?
Yes.
Well, since I have the full list here, anything that the druid would have taken, I guess the
I
bard
guess.
can end up
Yeah.
with later.
Yeah. I mean, let's just say you have.
We'll
the
assume that
Staff
we
of
have it.
Power.
It's not like it matters because I have the whole list here under loot.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Druid
if
probably
if the
walked
druid
out
comes
without
back, we'll just be like, yes, they had that stuff.
Yeah, totally. Although I don't know if they're coming back because they are not in the server anymore.
Oh, okay. Now I
Yeah,
don't believe
that's
that
why I
they're
was like,
going
it looks
back.
like they're gone because I don't see any of their stuff in the server.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see their
So
character.
Staff of,
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm assuming the Staff of Power and the Staff of Power and the Pearl of Power go to the Bard.
Staff of Power, Nora took. Pearl of Power, I guess, could go to the Bard
Okay,
when they
Nora.
join our group. Until
And-
then, it's kind of an up for grabs in our loot bag.
I don't mind the staff of power going to the bard, but I'm not sure that a bard can attune to it.
Okay.
Staff of Power, I think, just needs a spellcaster, right?
Or does it have to, it's either that or it'd have to be a wizard with what you're describing.
It's on 5e tools, and I don't know if that's what we're going by, but it says sorcerer, warlock, or wizard.
That is not Bard.
Yeah, that's not Bard, you're right.
Seems reasonable that it should be those three classes.
Yeah. And you're multi-classed, so yeah,
Well,
that makes sense.
I just feel like a staff should also go to the druid.
Okay.
Who then
The
has Shillelagh on it.
druid sheet got moved.
You're also a warlock. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're running Clairlock. Okay. So that's why you have the power. Okay. Staff of Power. yours.
And
All
that's
right,
the only thing I'm
you-
going to take because that's worth as much as
Yeah.
that,
I mean-
that's super powerful.
You got the pick of the litter now, so it's
Yeah. So
yeah. That's all you want to take. Fine, but I mean, right
No,
now
that's-
nobody else can use the pearl power either.
well, but y'all could sell it and buy something you could use. You know.
True. Well, a lot of stuff on there that
The druid also had a spear +1.
Oh. What is a
Yeah, I
pearl
think that's what they
power?
started with, though.
What is the requirement for pearl power? Spellcaster or a specific kind?
Generally, I think it's just spellcaster. Oh, yeah, just a spellcaster.
Yeah, the druid also had a bag of holding.
Yep.
The leather armor +1, the boots of elven kind.
Yeah, they did take all that.
Yeah.
Well, safe to say we probably took that back before they left.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that leather armor, the +1 leather armor. Now that we have a rogue in the party, you should probably take that.
Yeah.
No, I don't wear armor.
You don't wear armor? Okay then.
No.
Wow. When the bard gets in the party, guess what? You're getting some +1 leather. Because nobody else can wear it.
My carapace protects me besides from my dexterity.
Gotcha.
And Sarge gave me this neat little shield.
Mm-hmm.
That helps
Okay.
sometimes too.
All right, cool. So it seems like that we're still up in the air about who gets what loot, so we'll have to wait until party fills out before we start divvying it up and figuring out what we're keeping and what we're selling.
The good part is the bard walks into this particular bar at 8 a.m. the next morning, expecting his job to be there. While you guys are still cleaning up the bodies.
You want him to come in now?
Yeah. Fothamir, if I pronounce that right.
Rothamir.
Rothamir.
Yes.
Okay.
How do I get my token on the board?
From the journal, drag it from the character page. Just drag the name.
Yeah.
Just drag and drop. Just drag the name over and drop it.
Well, seems like that would be the way to do it, but it's not working. So on the character sheet, in what spot? Because I see it on the front page of the character sheet. It's in two spots: on the top, and then also on the left towards the top by the character's picture.
Okay. I think it is putting your token on the. Yep.
Yeah, your guy's right there. He just blends in really well.
Wait, let me let's do this. All right. So anyway, wherever he is, it doesn't really matter. He will walk in. GM, have I been in this bar before?
Yes. In
You
fact,
said something about.
you were supposed to start a entertainment job here.
Perfect. So, in walks a character that has gray skin, slightly pointed ears, wearing extremely nice clothes, probably pretty close to nobility clothes, that are dark burgundy, actually more like oxblood, with bright silver trim, including a hat and a cloak. And he's got a kukri on his left hip and a pouch on his right hip. Other than that, he's got no weapons. His skin is gray, grayish, lightish gray.
Right.
He's got some hair growth on his chin, and he is wearing earrings also. Moves pretty gracefully. He's very handsome, but very, very exotic looking. I don't know if there are any elves in the party, but he is definitely some type of elf, and very possibly with drow lineage. And he'll walk in the bar very confidently and walk up to the bar itself. GM, is one of the two? Do I recognize one of the people behind it at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
The only thing you do notice is there's a pair of severed legs laying on the floor, and they're currently mopping up a great deal of blood from behind the bar.
Okay. And I'm assuming I see a bunch of other characters in here as well with weapons and.
Faerûn will just look up towards the drow and go, "Aye, that'll teach them not to pay their tab."
Definitely seems like a messy way to collect on a bill.
Certainly.
It almost seems like it might cost as much to clean it as it would have to just get it out of him and have him pay it. But anyway, I am here because I heard there was an opening for an entertainer. I'm here to entertain. I am Rothamir, the Phantasmist. And he does have a kind of a mandolin type instrument strapped along his back. It's not exactly that, but it's similar.
Okay. Is there a particular instrument that we could like look up that you're thinking of?
Mandolin. The instrument.
Are you saying it's different?
I guess. Lute.
Sure. The specific one is where is it? A horse fiddle.
A horse fiddle. Alrighty.
You're not going to find it in
Mandolin
D&D,
better.
but
Yeah, of course. It was just you're trying to describe something, and I'm like, okay. You seem to
Yeah.
care if you're like.
look up horse fiddle. It'll
Yeah.
pop right up.
All right, Ben, why don't you go ahead and describe your character?
I think he heard my description.
No,
All
Ben.
right.
I'm sorry, Ben.
Oh yes, of course. I am an Eladrin, a seasonal elf.
Yep.
But I am too large. I am too intense. You would think I am of the summer, but it is not of a summer that you could experience on this planet. I am too large. And you don't believe, and you believe if I tried to teleport, I'd explode.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with Laura. Or, I'm sorry, Honora.
Okay. Behind the bar, helping Darkram to clean up the blood is a human woman wearing a chain shirt and a holy symbol around her neck, and there's a pseudo dragon perched on her shoulder. She looks over and says, "Well, I don't think we're going to be opening quite yet until we get everything cleaned up." So, and that's all.
And my character says, "I would like to buy that." And he's pointing directly at the pseudo dragon.
He's not really for
Three
sale.
gold pieces for it. Everything's for sale. Well, if you change your mind, let me know. I'll be here all night. Actually, I might be in town all week playing.
I mean, if you
Dark
want to buy him, I'll sell him. But he has a tendency to disappear, and I dismiss him to his pocket dimension.
Ah, it's one of those type of things. Okay, well, then I definitely expect it at a discount.
Okay, Dark Room, your turn.
Yep. Yeah, you see a pretty stocky dwarf in some slightly torn up, roughed up, denim wear,
Mhm.
commoner clothes. Just that just holding a severed leg as he drops it down the hole that the wizards previously came up. And he just goes, "Hey, you're one of those types, aren't ya? Thinks everything's for sale. I've tossed a few of you inside of a cell. You start singing a different tune as soon as the key clicks. Hey, I've also beaten the shit out of quite a few of you too.
Keys are for sale.
Hmm?
Keys also. Keys are for sale. Those
Hey.
pesky locks that oftentimes get in the way.
Not if you've got the kind of fortitude I have. Though I do admit, these days, money is always a nice incentive. I live more for fighting. You can't buy me.
And my character looks at yours and then looks down at the legs and he says, "Your handiwork?"
I wish it was.
Oh.
But I don't use weapons. All I need are these, and I lift up both my arms and kiss the muscles like they just.
Okay.
I've got my own weapons right here.
I see.
You can roll a perception check regarding the wounds you see in the bodies.
Sure.
So yes, the legs not only are no longer attached to the bodies, but the wounds are like surgically cut. Whatever
Something very
cut.
sharp.
Yes, something extraordinarily sharp. Cut them off.
Anything, anyone
And
around here
nothing-
adorned with something?
Nothing that you see hanging from anybody in the bar would have made those kinds of cuts.
Okay.
There are some additional cuts on the body, but nowhere of a blade of the quality that cut the legs off.
Is this actually a wolf or a dog or something in the tavern?
Oh, I think that was forgotten from when the
I feel like that
druid.
should. Yeah, that should.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the druid was wild shaping.
Now it's just a rug.
Yeah,
Oh.
we turned it into a rug.
A wolf rug. Got it.
Or if you
Okay,
want, you could have a wolf cloak.
Oh, right. And I was being too vague in my thing. I'm an Azamar barbarian. The Eladrin, but Azamar can be made from any race, so I chose an Eladrin.
Okay. Yeah, appearance-wise, the only things odd about my character, other than the fact that he's at least part drow, are the fact that he's definitely bigger bone than most elves and stands a little bit taller, but his ears are a little bit shorter,
Mhm.
and he's got some facial hair.
What is the eye color?
I'm sorry,
What is the eye color?
red, currently.
Okay.
And he wears a mask, but the only thing that you can see behind it is light.
Behind the mask, right?
So after you guys are finishing your introductions and he's talking about the job aspect, a little gnome walks in who seems to be covered in bags. Hello, all. Anybody interested in buying or selling magic items?
Well, if
Got
it
lots
isn't
for
our
sale.
lucky day.
My character looks at him and kind of cocks his head. An interesting question to ask.
You know, we just happened to find ourselves in possession of slightly used trinkets that we may or may not be able to let go.
Oh, first, let me honor each of you with a gift. And he tosses each of you a token.
Okay.
The token has a button in the middle. And around the edge, it says Cobalt's Alley. Now, should any of you wish to wager your souls, just press the token, you'll be taken to Cobalt's Alley, and the powers you can gain are unlimited.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
and
last
just so
time
you
I
know,
gambled, I ended up naked, so probably gonna
yeah,
have to wait a while before I do that again.
yeah, as well as you don't have to wager all of your soul. You can wager parts of your soul. It just takes away a part of yourself away from you.
Okay.
I'm afraid my soul is already spoken for by two beautiful women.
Hey.
Although
Is
they
any-
hate each other.
Okay.
But
Plenty of fools try to gamble with borrowed money.
Okay, well, on to business. What you got?
All right. So I guess going back through our equipment. All right. The rapier is spoken for. Who is taking that +1 leather armor?
it was proposed that the bard take it, but the bard has no knowledge of it.
Yeah.
Right, right.
All right. So
Well,
that
when we start
you know,
bringing stuff out, he can say something.
I'll do that to.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
if you don't know what it is, 100 gold pieces will buy you identification.
That'll be
Or you could just ask me for free. Well, it wouldn't be entirely free, but you could ask me.
yeah. All right. Ring of Mind Shielding. Who had that?
I'm likely the most likely person to need it. I thought was the thing as the barbarian charging in, as well as because
Okay.
it stores my soul when I die.
Yeah. Hey, you can use that. Go sell your soul.
Well, no, they already have ways to hold souls
True,
over there.
true, yeah. All right, cloak of protection. We know you have that. So that's off the market. Boots of elven kind. Believe those.
Those were on the druid, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or such.
yeah. We took back all that stuff. I'm just
So
getting
rogue,
what they do.
or has rogue not been brought back into the party yet?
Yeah, he walked down the stairs.
It gives you
Okay.
advantage
Came
on
down,
stealth
told you I was
check.
replacing
So
Sarge.
would that? All right. Well, there's two thoughts on this. So who is the most heavily armored one here? Just like
Boots of elven kind.
Yeah, but who is anybody here wearing heavy armor or armor that would give them disadvantage on stealth? I believe that was one of the problems we had last
That
time.
would be good for somebody.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I guess maybe it was Sarge. Yeah, it would have been
yeah,
Sarge.
it was
You're right.
Sarge.
Yeah, he kind of
Because he could have taken those, and that would have.
Actually,
brought-
he didn't have disadvantage because he had advantage on stealth by his race.
Oh, true. Okay.
So he was normal stealth.
These would have given you advantage. All right, then I guess. Okay, so I guess the question is, who has the worst stealth out of everybody?
Okay.
I've only got a +2 personally.
I've got a +2.
Okay. So that's
I'll
two
give you
contenders.
200 gold pieces for them boots.
How much?
200.
For what?
The
For
boots
the
of Elven
boots of
kind.
Elven High.
They want to give you 200 for that? That's pretty cheap.
Oh, they're only worth 4.
Yeah, you ought to be able to pay at least 3/4 of what it costs, not half.
Or I've got it. It's saying worth 3,500 right here. He thinks this guy does not do good business. I mean, I feel like if we can utilize these, it'd be really nice. They require 2 minutes question. They do not. I feel like we should keep the Boots of Elvenkind and just figure out who would best benefit from them.
Again, my character could certainly use them, but
Yeah, I mean, all right. These are a maybe. All right. Spell scrolls and potions we're gonna keep, obviously. I guess for personal effects we should just sell off that stuff. Or does he only buy magical items?
I only deal in magic.
Huh?
I only deal in magic.
Gotcha. All right, so he doesn't want a platinum ring or a gold pocket watch. All right, cool. All right, staff of
Did
power.
anybody?
That's already
Oh,
going
wait.
to somebody.
Did you take the bracers of defense? You don't wear armor?
Yeah, I don't wear
Yeah.
armor, so I have the braces of defense.
Okay, okay.
I don't wear armor either, so.
Yeah. So staff of power is also already taken. Ring of spell storing. The Thrycreen has that at the moment. That might change, depending.
Yeah, depending on whether we get a caster who made better use of it.
the part would definitely
Yeah.
take that.
Well, the Pearl of Power. Now that any spellcaster can utilize.
Yeah, it's this.
So the question is, does our Clairlock want the Pearl of Power, or should we give it to the Bard? I know you already have the Staff of Power, but the Pearl of Power could still come in useful because you
But
basically
we're
get a spell slot back with it.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to hog everything. I'd say give it to the bard. I mean, if the bard wants it.
I mean, you both are healers, so either way works.
of course. But it's
All right, eventually we'll give that to the Bard. once he earns it.
Yeah, so like the bard just walked into the party. He doesn't know you guys have half this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. All right.
He's a
Right,
drow,
right.
so or
Alright.
he's at least part drow. So I would imagine
Yes.
you guys would be a little skeptical
It's all
about giving him stuff.
All right. Well, it seems like the
It's
only
alright.
maybes that we have are the boots of elven kind and the +1 leather armor. But again, I feel like those also go to. I mean, the +1 leather armor could go to the bard because that's just useful.
I'm just saying. Once we have the rogue, is he not wanting the leather armor?
No, I don't
Okay.
wear armor.
The rogue doesn't
Yeah,
wear
the,
armor.
the rogue's not wearing armor because they have carapace feature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
I'm guessing a +1 leather armor, which would just be 12 plus
Yeah.
your dex, basically.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that is less than your carapace
Yeah,
feature.
standard carapace would be like 13, I would think, plus
Yes, it
dex.
is.
Yeah, so he's good on that.
Yeah, I could wear
Um,
the boots till we find somebody who needs them. If you want to hang on to them.
Well, that's the thing is, I feel like the boots should go to whoever has the worst
Yeah,
ability of hiding, because
that's what we agreed on, and nobody seemed to want them.
well, I don't want to take a lot of stuff either, but I think so far all I have are the braces of defense. So if I could also grab those boots of Elvenkind, I would appreciate it.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got 2 magic items right now, so I'm not trying to push for another.
I'm
Yeah.
not pushing. I just think it's
I
nice
think
for it to hang on to it.
The gnome walks up to
Durkin,
Rothamir and goes, "You look woefully unequipped to join a party that runs with the Queen of Darkness. Interested in any weapons?"
I have a weapon here, and I have a weapon on my horse, but my greatest weapon, and he touches his forehead, he touches his head, is right here.
Ah, as long as you keep it attached.
Nora says, "Wait a minute. Did she send you here?" I point at the gnome.
No, of course not.
Then how
Then
did you know she was here?
Oh, she leaves markers behind. That and a pair of Draco thingamajiggers that are watching this
I've
place
dealt
from
with my
outside.
fair share of these types of guys. You're a stalker, aren't you?
I am
Fanboy.
not.
Actually, I do have
Who's he
some
talking to?
that could be sold, since I got the what do you call it? The rapier. I guess I could let go of my +1 scimitar if anybody can use that. Can any of you use it?
Well,
could always
you're
use it
you're a
for-
rogue, right? You do wield, don't you?
Oh, I will, yeah. But
Yeah,
that's
so
not
you should
that
keep-
I mean,
necessary.
Should keep your scimitar.
rogue is actually not one of the best ones to do it since they have the most use of their bonus action through cutting actions.
Yes, I
Mhm.
know.
All right, well, I guess I'm leaving.
You want to sell your scimitar? That's up to you, man.
I mean, I'm not even swinging a magic weapon, so I'm like going.
Right.
Oh, you want to buy a magic weapon? What would you like?
I don't think I have enough gold to buy a magic weapon.
Well, tell me what you're
Dude.
looking for.
Can I have a one-handed martial weapon?
I don't know.
Like I said, you can have that scimitar if you want it.
Alrighty. If
I've
no
got
one
that
else is gonna,
available if you.
yeah,
It's,
I'm
it's-
thinking that it's gonna be great on the rogue. I'm just as the finesse weapon and such, but
It is a finesse. It is a slashing.
You could do strength or you can do dex, so I mean it works for you either way.
of course, of
Mhm.
course.
And it is the nick weapon. And when you make a when you when you make an extra attack, light property with it, you can make
Right,
that
right.
extra attack as part of the attack instead of a bonus.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that whole thing. I somehow always forget about mastery to some degree.
Yeah, it does make a
You,
difference. I can
you
get
said
GM,
you
my
don't
could you,
have enough.
on it because I've got the
Push the
rapier, but
You said you don't have
GM,
enough
could you,
gold to buy a magic weapon, but remember, you've got about 9,000 gold worth in your share of the coins from them,
Ah, alrighty.
GM, could you ping on the map
give
where
or
the
take.
gnome is?
I'm sorry. Oh,
actually
he,
do have a
oh,
magic item to
we
sell.
got what 9,000 gold and coins.
They had 9,000 gold pieces and 3,000 platinum pieces. I'm rounding off.
Yeah.
Is that for everybody,
Well,
or is that the total?
not
That,
total.
that I believe is the total. I think we haven't divided that yet.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I was wondering.
Well, 3,000 platinum pieces is 30,000 worth of gold. So,
Yeah,
and I'm not taking any because I took the staff of power. So that's four ways.
so we've got what?
Well, technically our bard wasn't here, so if Anor's not taking any, that would be 3 ways. Because I'm guessing Sarge would have given
Yeah,
our
Sarge
new
would have
rogue friend
given-
here
Yeah.
whatever he earned.
Okay.
So it's 3 ways, I guess.
Right. I'm just
3 ways.
Well,
discussing, I suppose.
somebody throw a number out there for us.
How much total was that again? In gold.
There was 9,130 gold and then 3,043 platinum total.
so that's roughly
Alright, so
39,000 gold total.
130.
Yes.
All right. Divided by 3 because you said you're not taking your cut, which at this point I think you should just take your cut, honestly.
Yeah, we're talking about
We've all
starting to
got the
go to
stuff out of that. I got a huge thing with that rapier.
Yeah. Because,
So I
like,
think
remember,
it's only
guys,
fair to divide it at least by that.
I made bank dealing with those gnomes earlier, so like I'm not hurting for gold. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
right.
if we
Uh,
divide it 4 ways, since we're not dividing 5 ways now, that would put each of us having 760 platinum and 2,282 gold.
Yeah, I'm good with
What
that.
was that number on the gold? 2 what?
2,282 gold, 760 platinum.
Wow. Yeah, no, what you got that's good.
Well, I got +2 battle axe. Morningstar, trident,
No,
Morningstar and Trident. I'm all happy for that.
a whip.
Morningstar.
You would like a +2 Morningstar?
Well, that sounds fantastic. I don't know if that's taking too much of my cut.
Morningstar will be +2 variety, nothing special. 4,015 gold pieces.
I don't know why the 15 made me laugh. uh, okay, yeah, that's. I could buy that. I think with my cut plus the 100 platinum I was seemingly carrying on my person.
Seriously, but we got all kinds of magic, like really good magic.
Details.
Oh,
Just say
you're
what you
looking for
want.
special.
Yeah. You got a cloak of displacement there?
Oh, well, let me see. Mm,
Okay.
8,500 gold.
You really got one, and you really let it go that cheap.
Hmm.
Okay. I look over to our person who can identify. Lay it out there. I want it identified before I pay. And not your identified. That's a lot of gold to pay.
Hey, I only sell legitimate goods.
That's your word.
Hey, we'll see about that. Meanwhile, you were talking about buying magic items, and I'm gonna take off the wraps of the iron palm because they're the same thing as my repeater bracers. They're basically they do exactly the same thing. How much do you want for these?
Uh,
They make your fists like steel, especially if you get a good crack at someone.
what's their name again?
Wraps of the iron palm.
Do you know what their bonus is?
Their bonus. I don't think they have a bonus.
I'll give you. I'll say 850 gold.
Hey, deal. Wraps of the iron, whatever.
Anybody checking that cloak for me? Make sure it's real before I start paying him.
I think that's the bard who can do that, right?
Mm,
I can do that for 500 gold pieces.
You're going to charge a party member gold to do that.
Oh, he's not
Somebody
in the
who
party
just
yet.
offers you things like a scimitar.
We haven't offered him a thing yet. We're holding on to those.
Well, it will
Right.
certainly, the magic itself will consume this pearl.
So
Which has a
how much
value
was
of-
that again? 800
Actually,
what
it
gold?
doesn't.
I'm sorry, say that again.
The identify spell doesn't consume the pearl.
Oh, it doesn't consume the pearl?
No, it's you just have to have one.
Oh. It did cost me quite a bit to get the pearl.
Yeah, I know, 100 gold pieces.
You can see.
I can also cast wizard spells. That doesn't have to be one I've taken.
Just question for the DM before you guys move on. How much gold did I get for the wraps again?
850.
All right, 850. Okay, cool. All right, you guys.
And the
Displacement was what?
Well, how about this then?
Man.
I will do it for free if you allow me to peruse your book of spells that you have, Mr. Wizard.
I don't have a spell book.
But
I'm
you
an
cast
arcane
magic.
trickster. I just
Oh,
cast.
we do actually have spell books. We have
Yes.
the wizard spell books,
yes,
I believe. Yeah, both of them.
yeah, and they were different kinds of wizards.
Yep.
We could let him copy spells out of that
Mm-hmm.
in exchange.
I would happily make that trade.
All right, here you go. Pop both books onto the bar. They're covered in blood.
Okay. Yeah. One book says property of Randolph Duke. He was a where the hell is this? An abjure caster. And then
Looks like-
Mortimer Duke. Find his. He was an evoker. So those would be the categories of spells you would find.
Ration and okay.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Attack and defense. That makes sense.
And I could peruse both of these books, gentlemen.
Right, copy whatever spells you want out of them. Just don't damage them. We might sell them.
We don't
Damage.
take a caster.
I would never damage them. I will take excellent care of them. In fact, they look a little disgusting right now. They cast prestidigitation. Clean them. That is
And
much
then you
better.
wipe away all of the ink.
Yep.
You might try cleaning up the rest of these guys too. They're probably blood soaked too.
They generally are.
Well, do you, as your group here, have a private room that I could cast this in, or is this such an establishment where casting high-level magics out in the open is just acceptable?
There's nobody here but us.
By the way, I have other things that you guys might find interesting. Just in case you're wondering.
I would find
Have
interesting.
anything that would benefit I don't know, a pit fighter like myself.
Oh. Well, probably not directly, but I'm assuming a staff of healing you might find interesting.
A what?
That would probably be good for a healer.
Yeah. Things are.
It's a lot more healing available.
One of our healers is already using a new staff. Not enough
How
filling
much would that be?
That would be 9,500 gold pieces. But for a brawler such as yourself, may I recommend an amulet of health. Also
Amulet
9,000.
of health.
Also 9,500 gold pieces.
May I? Can I give up my other stuff for one amulet of health?
Jesus, for 19, my goodness.
You are quite a wealthy group of people.
I gotta check my constitution before I do this. Yes, please. I will definitely buy that. Hey, that sounds like it'll come in real handy for me.
Alrighty. What does it bring it to? Was it 21?
19.
Alright, then I'm not actually that interested.
Yeah, I need it. Especially since my armor class is desperately dependent on higher constitution.
Well, mine is
Anybody
too.
interested in a sunblade?
Said 9,000?
9,500.
500.
Yeah, my character will walk up to the gnome and
How
say,
big is the blade?
Whew.
It is
Well,
a
that was a
longsword.
lot of my money.
Ah,
It is also 9,500 gold.
Is everything you got 9,500 gold?
Well, let's just say, for sake of arguments, a little gnome happened to be around when you guys were talking about divvying up what you had. So I figure the price cap on most items is that you can afford is gonna be right around the 9,000 gold piece mark.
They're not quite as well off as I am.
That put so much dent into my gold, guys. I went from being over encumbered by gold to being unencumbered.
I've heard of a piece of cloth that you can lay down on the ground and it makes like a room you can walk into. Do you have one of those by any chance?
Are you talking portable hole?
Sure, that sounds like a good name for it.
We already have bags of holding. If we really need
Okay,
a portable hold.
is it a real
Hmm.
cloak of displacement? The identify spell was cast.
Yes, it is a real cloak of displacement.
And you want how much?
It was 8,500 for the cloak.
8.5. Okay, I will do it. That is an awfully nice item to have.
So for the portable hole, I do have one. 8,800 gold.
8,800. Okay, I think I don't have a bag of holding, so yeah. And how much is a bag of holding first?
That is
Small, medium, large, extra large?
Uh, I guess
Medium?
medium.
Don't forget, you guys just got one from the druid. 1,800 gold.
1,800.
Yeah.
Well, there goes my platinum.
But
GM, the bard will walk up to the gnome and say, "You need not fear me. I have
Of course
a
not.
sharp mind." He smiles. I have a sharp mind, but a sharper mind would always be better. There is a ring specifically for sharpening the mind. Do you have such an item?
Let's see.
A mind sharpener ring.
No, I only have 3 rings.
I should be 18.
I have a ring of free action, ring of evasion, and ring of protection.
Those are very nice, but not what I'm looking for. Thank you, anyway.
Very well. Everybody done?
I'll um, I think I'll buy the portable hole.
Okay. Anybody interested in a ring of vampiric regeneration?
Not at the price you're going to ask. You already priced us out of the market.
Yeah, well, it is kind of a special item.
I remove the dexterity.
Stolen from Stroud himself.
Oh,
I've heard of him.
crap. I never noticed that.
He's
Oh,
quite a scary character.
Later.
Oh, well. All right, guys.
16. What the heck? What am I?
And the gnome disappears.
No more.
You hear some banging coming from the upstairs. You guys notice that a woman dressed in trousers coming down, and she is followed by a what at first you thought was just an under tall dwarf is actually not even a hill dwarf. It's a personage that sometimes does nasty jobs for people. She's like, "Oh, where's the innkeeper? I'd like to check out now."
I think one of us can deal with that.
And
Very
oh
well,
yes,
ma'am.
I have a complaint. There was an awful lot of noise last night.
It duly noted.
Duly noted.
Promise you, there'll be no more noise from here on out.
Unfortunately, we had to remove someone after they said that they did not have enough alcohol, but they most certainly had enough alcohol.
Oh, and what's that smell?
Their
Smells like
vomit,
rust.
I believe.
Rust. Oh, right. One of the kegs had a mishap, and it's the smell of some of the tankards that have gotten wet and they're kind of rusting a bit. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You know what? You can leave free of charge. No, we're not charging you for the stay.
Oh, well, thank you. But I'm still filing a complaint.
that is your prerogative.
Duly heard, ma'am. Duly heard.
Mm.
Oh, you all travel together?
We are traveling together for now.
Sort of.
Where are you traveling to?
I am following them because I have lost my path. And I know not even where I am going to travel, so I am aimless, so therefore it is best to travel with someone who has aim.
Do any of the rest of you have aim? Or are you aimless as is this one?
Ah, right. Sorry, I am Fengor.
We've got a sort of a place to go. We're just trying to figure out the path.
As well as save this town.
Where is the sort of the path that you plan on going?
Underground.
Underground. Wonder if I've spent any time underground. Oh, as it turns out, I've spent a great deal of time underground. I would happily join your group for and lend my services to you for, say, 100 gold pieces a day. I have much to offer.
It's about this time that Minotaur, wearing a barman's bib cover, enters to look up, looks at all the different people standing in here, goes, "What are you doing behind my bar?"
They're large.
I point at him and say, "You know, the city guards shut this place down because of the illicit things that were happening here. Why are you back?"
"I got a permit to reopen." He holds up a piece of paper.
Well, you're in luck because they told us to clean it up for you, and we're almost done. And then you can open up.
Oh, roll a persuasion check or deception check.
Okay.
I should be nice and clean this place.
Deception.
I was going to say
that's a one, a natural one, plus
I
2.
was going to say one thing before you rolled that, but I didn't get it out. I would
Oh.
assist you on deception, and as I grab a rag, act like I'm cleaning. Yeah, we got a lot of cleaning to do. Be done soon, though. I do
Run.
have a. Can you have a advantage roll?
Yes.
Okay, roll again. Let's do better than the
Okay.
3.
Hopefully. It's better than a 3.
Much better.
It's like
Are we all
Minotaur's.
doing the deceiving? Are we all doing the deceiving?
Are we
My
all
lady
doing
behind,
it?
my lady behind the bar. Could I trouble you for a glass of wine, please?
Hey, she's not allowed to serve drinks. That's my alcohol.
Only after we get done cleaning the place up.
That was the Minotaur that said that?
Yes.
And how much would a glass of wine be?
He snorts. He's like, 5 coppers.
I will give you 7 coppers to have her serve it to me.
Make it 8. You got a deal.
Sold.
Lenore grabs a bottle of wine and pours him a glass.
Thank you, my lady. And then he will go and sit down at This table right here. That one right there.
It's a
Put
little
his
early
feet up.
for you to be drinking. Aren't you supposed to be working for me?
What did you say that to?
The bard.
Oh. Working for?
Yes, I advertised a job. Bard was supposed to be here today.
For the entertainer, yes, I am here. I am Rothamir, the Phantasmist.
Yes, yes.
I know you're very impressed.
All
Where are
right.
your patrons? I will happily entertain them when they arrive.
Well, once we are officially back open, hopefully people should be coming back in. But it's a little early yet.
Hence the
So
sitting
you're
in
no
the...
longer interested in working for us?
Oh, no, I would happily also... Well, I could do both. Unless, of course, you're leaving, then I could do one and then the other. When are you leaving?
Yep, we're done cleaning.
Pretty soon. We haven't decided.
Pretty soon in the hour? Within the hour? Within the day? Within the week? Within the
What
month? Sometime within
after
the
the-
lifespan of a human?
within the lifespan of a human, that I can assure you of that.
Oh, by the
Actually,
way,
they'll be leaving by
once,
noon.
Once Ka introduced himself, he pulled on his cloak and stuff and kind of hides the fact of what he is. Has the hooded thing down and only shows one set of arms coming out. So
Did I
people
hear
don't-
someone say before noon?
That's right.
Sorry?
Yes, you will all be gone except for you, pointing to the bard. You'll all be gone before noon.
Oh, yes. We will be gone before noon.
Where will you be going?
I don't care.
Probably today or tomorrow morning at the earliest, we will commence or continue with our job that we were telling you about.
Yes, the commission.
Is that within this town or outside of the town?
Within.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
becomes
just say we'll be deep within the town.
yes. It makes it honestly brings up the question of, is it in town or isn't in the town? By the definition of the town, since it's so in the town, but outside of what you would consider the town.
Perhaps under the town. Oh, it is likely then I could do both. Work for a very large barkeep at the over there, and also solicit
No
my services
moonlighting.
to all of you.
Well, who was it that got kidnapped from here? Was that Fingo or was that somebody else?
That was Sarge.
Oh, Sarge. Okay, so he's gone now. Yeah, I can't keep up.
Hey, you want us gone before noon, but we kind of need a bit of a place to rest ourselves and, well, figure out what our next steps are. So, how about instead of kicking us out of here, we just pay for whatever damages happen? Then I'm gonna slide over 2 platinum. Let us stay.
Are you trying to buy this place?
No, trying to make sure that we don't get kicked out of here before we're ready to go.
Let's see.
Platinum. Definitely working for you guys.
Yes, you all could have a room for tonight. I'll
I think that
even
works
throw in a free dinner.
Hey, that works for me, and I'm sure that works for my companions.
Yes, that definitely works for me.
Sure.
Says
All right then. There. This whole matter has been settled.
Yeah, the Minotaur basically forces you guys out from behind a bar.
Yep.
Starts pulling out a large cast iron kettle.
Oh, and just a bit of word of advice, not for me to step on how you run your business. You might want to get a stronger, possibly a magical lock for that thing, and I point at the door that the wizards came out of.
Okay. He's like,
Yeah, you had some unwanted visitors in the night. We took care of them.
so. Which one of you is the leader of this fine band of adventurers?
Don't think we really have a leader.
Perfect. I am definitely in the right place.
Don't think we're looking for a leader either.
Most never are.
Tell you one thing, you join up with us, I've got a real problem with authority. You start trying to boss me around. You'll know what I'm good for. I crack my knuckles.
I would never think of doing something like that.
Hey, good. That's the boss I had when I quit. Let's just say he found out I quit about 10 hours later and he was missing a few teeth.
Yes, I suspect that was a problem for him. But surviving a few human lifetimes in the Underdark is a little different than losing a few teeth.
Hey, true. But I've fought people from your neck of the woods.
I have no doubt many have.
Yeah,
I am a little unlike them. Many of them. Most of them.
true.
Perhaps all.
But those from the Underdark are kind of like babies. Always complaining about the bright lights in their eyes.
Well, there are times of the day where travel is just not a good idea. Even the animals sleep at the height of the sun. They know better. Humans, not so much. They like to travel and wither and sweat themselves to death and smell like farm animals at the end of it. Where that's a perfect time for reverie and rest.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with getting your hands dirty for an earnest pay. Or illegitimate pay if you're really in that mood.
No, but if you can keep your hands clean and get the same pay, that seems like a better route to go.
Hey, we'll see how long you keep those hands clean if you're gonna be traveling with us.
Does your band make mud pies often?
Well, I've been known to stop a mud homeless few people. That's what you mean.
Hands dirty, mud pies. Perhaps elven humor doesn't translate as well to dwarves, but dwarves have been known to be very funny. I've known quite a number of funny dwarves.
I
However, you
recognized the joke. I just didn't laugh.
well, still haven't had a keg yet.
Alright, well, since I just paid for me and my friends to stay around and watch your show, show us what you've got.
I could certainly do that. Tales. Tales of. What would you prefer to hear tales of? Creatures of the Underdark, perhaps? Or creatures of the.
Embarrassing
Forgotten
tales of
Harbors?
the god. Tales of besmirching gods.
Hey, you
Well,
heard my big friend over there. Show us what you got. Make a mockery of the gods above.
the gods. Oh, I could certainly. There is one that I love doing that to. GM, real quick, are we playing on Forgotten Realms?
Yes.
We are.
Perfect. All right. Let's see. Where do I want to do this? Oh, actually.
Oh, and you
Staircase.
better be careful who you make fun of, because my friend over there in the chainmail, well, she doesn't take kindly to people mocking her god.
Well, that's part of why I made it. Sorry.
Oh, I have a few in particular that I enjoy making fun of, but one specifically who I'm definitely going to talk about tonight, I guess. We'll put it that way. And he starts he takes out his horse fiddle and starts making a sound from his throat, which, for those of you that have heard it before, is throat singing.
Ah, holy throat singing. Interesting.
And he starts also gesturing with his hands and casts a spell, which some of you guys may be familiar with. But it's not the ordinary version of the spell. It's the version of the spell where all four lights are dim and crimson and one entity instead of four separate entities. And it's hovering around in the tavern, kind of like a ghost. And he starts singing, using throat singing, but then also starts telling a tale of an ancient, terrible, nasty, dirty, despicable, diseased goddess called Talona. And he will all in total go on for about 20 minutes, but he will probably spend about 15 of those minutes talking about how lame she is, shouldn't even be considered a goddess because she's just not really worthy of the name. And all she does is foolishly frighten people with her diseases and pestilence, and really doesn't have a good conception of what true pain really is. And he'll go on for about 20 minutes, telling a very dark tale about a very dark deity who he thinks is actually pretty damn lame. You want me to roll performance?
Sure.
DM?
Yes.
There you go.
You hear clapping from the doorway.
I should suspect so.
Hello, boys. I'm back.
Oh, hello, ma'am.
Oh, boy, look who arrived.
Be careful, little man.
Yeah, well,
I suppose I can hire you all on. Since I now have openings.
Hire us for what now?
Well, for starters, you can find Subject 7 for me.
Right, we already planned on doing that, although not necessarily for you.
Yes, but things you'll find go much easier when you do them for me. Secondly, the uh, the shall we say control group needs to be fed tomorrow.
No, just because I'm wondering, and our whole incentive of doing this was to get that reward. Are you going to match it, or are you offering us more?
Of course not.
So,
Which
why are we
part?
working for you?
Well, so I don't unleash my minions upon the city. Uh, Specifically, give them profiles of each of you to individually hunt down.
Jim, who is this speaking now?
Uh, you see a very attractive, heavily armored and armed elf of a non-specific variety.
Male or
You can
female?
And when
female.
are you guys going to get a message in your head? Who's she? Just take it back, and I can hear you.
You can
Right.
Ka and uh,
Car is
Rothamir.
gonna
You
use
guys
your
can
mental-
roll perception checks.
I'm using my uh, ability to find out who they think she is. I didn't.
Yeah. So we're able to respond telepathically.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you hear in your mind.
That would be Tiamat, the Queen of Dragons.
And back
She
in your
helped us
mind,
kill
you
those
hear,
poor fellas.
Holy shit! We're gonna do it whatever the hell she wants.
It,
Does Rothamir hear this in his head also?
That's a good question.
Whoever any one of you could have done it. I didn't know who to say.
Yep. Yep. I just
I'll
I'll also turn to Rapmir and be like, trust me, you think you're gonna have a good time, you're not gonna have a good time. She's the one that cut those poor fellas down.
Oh,
GM, could you
poor
pick on the map
fellows.
where she is?
Yeah. She is right there.
Oh, okay, perfect.
is she
Okay.
the paladin that we were working with? I mean,
Yes,
is that
she
her
was.
appearance?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Her appearance is the same. Okay.
Yep.
My character walks up to her. You are quite beautiful. Perhaps we can continue this discussion upstairs in one of the rooms.
Oh, aren't you cute? But no.
I am very cute.
Yeah, you're barking up the wrong tree, buddy.
There's no tree in here. What?
You will hear in your head now. They just told me that she's Tiamat in elven form. Don't screw with her.
You're a dragon?
But
Oh, I'm not just a dragon. I'm the dragon.
Yes.
But I thought you wanted to get rid of them to put an end to this their little plan. Are you now trying to continue it?
Not necessarily.
Very small for a
Their
dragon.
original plan had problems.
They wanted to make basically revive monstrous dragons utilizing the prince's immense power. But I'm guessing you're wanting that power because it will allow you to create a whole new breed of super dragons or something of the sort, right?
No, not quite. I am trying to avoid creating the resurrection of Io.
Hmm.
However, the brothers did have one thing that is useful. They made dragon constructs, albeit they're small, not very bright, but they will potentially have their uses. I would like you to find their manufacturing facility and explain the resources to me that are required to continue the manufacture of such creatures.
And
The,
where does our Subject 17, or whatever his name is, come into play?
Well, he is a member of a most royal family and not a royal family of this world.
So Rothamir is kind of smelling the air around her. You don't smell like a dragon. Are you sure you're a dragon?
so so you just want to know about these mechanical dragons, how to do that. You're not trying to recreate this sovereign thing.
Of course not. The sovereign would pose a threat to me and my kind in more ways than one.
But you're basically hiring us against the job we've already said we wanted to take to get this prince back home so that you can essentially just re-kidnap the prince.
No. I will return the prince, which is something you will not be able to accomplish.
And we're getting absolutely nothing out of this except the guarantee that you won't kill us.
Oh, don't be silly. I am happy to give each of you 1,000,000 gold pieces in astral diamonds.
Why did you say so? I mean, if my friends say they want to do it, who am I to stop them?
I thought you'd be bigger.
She
I-
can be.
What part of dragon takes on mortal form did you not understand?
Any reaction from Tiamat when I say that?
She's like, yes, well, I wouldn't want to tear down this lovely building. It does, after all, serve certain purposes.
Right,
As it
like a
has in the
convenient
past.
entrance to where we need to start looking.
So couldn't we just tell the control group, or more specifically, you tell the control group to go home and leave this city?
I'm guessing the reason the Queen of all Dragonkind here is still in mortal form is because she's trying to blend in and possibly hide from those that would seek to, I don't know, take her power for themselves. Not that she couldn't handle herself, clearly, but,
Who wants to go outside with mosquitoes biting you?
yeah. I take it you're hiring us because you want us to do this relatively discreetly.
Yes. The less people are aware, the better.
And since we already know who you are, it's either you kill us to keep your identity, or you hire us so that we'll keep our mouths shut. Well, since I like living, I say you just put me on retainer.
Oh, by the way, if you run into a filthy little gnome, tell him he owes me 50% of his soul.
Would this
I'm
gnome
afraid
be
we already did.
carrying a bunch of magical items, perchance?
Yes.
Was this gamble? Was this done at Kobold's Alley?
Of course it was.
Ah. Right. Well, interesting.
I bet
Did
you
happen to meet the fella, but seems he disappeared shortly before you entered. So,
If we see him again, we will be sure to tell him.
hey, you know, I knew that little bastard was a stalker the moment I met him. Can always tell they're kind.
And for a moment, Rothamir, you get this distinct vision when you're looking at her.
nice. I commit that to a memory as much as possible. Well, my lady Tiamat, I must admit you have very fine breasts for a dragon.
Thank you.
And it seems these people here are willing to do your bidding.
Well, willing's a bit of a stretch. Let's just say they're motivated.
Well, money is the great motivator that keeps the world turning. Oh, by the way, he's not officially with us, so if you're looking for a little bit of a snack, go right ahead.
I think I'll pass.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Yes.
worth a shot.
oh, Grunt, she motions to the Minotaur. Um, these gentlemen are here at what is it called? My indulgence, as it were. Take good care of them. Yes, ma'am. And your 2 platinum pieces are back on the bar.
You know, I still feel bad for what went down here. You can keep those.
She just looks at the Minotaur. Go ahead.
So how do we report back to you?
I'm going to give you a little friend.
Okay, another one.
What do we get?
Uh,
Sea
And
dragon, imp or
a
something.
imp appears, and it grovels at her feet for several seconds, and she shoos it away. Don't worry. You won't see him. You won't even know he's there. Because he's already been following you.
I would
Have a
like to
nice-
buy that for
Have a nice day. And she
I'll
disappears.
just look around the room. Right, little creepy guy that's been watching us. If you follow me into the bathroom, I will snap your fucking neck. Just a warning.
Are you? Does she permit you to speak to us, creepy one?
Uh,
I.
Darkroom.
Hmm.
You feel something biting on your ankle, and as you look down, the imp is trying to bite your ankle.
Hey, get off! Get off! Down! Creepy little
May
bugger.
I?
Like vigorously
It's
shaking my
still
leg.
here in its head.
So let go.
I'm over. I would like to grasp the imp, if
The
I
imp
may.
will hear in its head. If you stay invisible and don't bother anybody, you can ride on my shoulder. Nobody else knows I've told the imp this.
Oh, of course not.
Does it
Yeah,
disappear?
in about half a second, you feel it sitting on top of your head.
And I repeat, shoulder, not head.
After a slight movement, you feel it on your shoulder.
And I say, just don't cause any trouble.
You get a little
Do
pat
it.
on the head.
Well,
And then I
friends,
speak out to the group and say, I think he won't bother us for a while. He's just going to be an observer for her.
Well, it appears you guys have gotten yourself into quite a mess.
No, we just found ourselves an opportunity to make a lot of gold. Doing approximately what we were planning on doing anyway.
Oh, so you
Planning
believe?
on finding the prince.
So you believe what the evil Queen Dragon just said about paying you once you've completed this? That's so novel.
Well, it's either that or we complete the job, and when it turns out she's gonna, screw us over eventually, we just do what we were already planning on doing and trying to get him back to where he belongs for the reward. But she did say she was offering a bigger reward, and well, if there's any chance that that could be true, I'm willing to go for it.
Well, bigger reward is always better, but I would highly recommend having some other plan in case, well, let's just say she gets hungry.
Yeah, my plan for that is I run, and then I hide back in the underworld of pit fighting. Behind taverns, in their basements, gladiatorial combat things.
Although when she's small like an elf, it would be much more difficult for her to eat us. So, as long as we don't find
Yeah.
ourselves in big open spaces where she could attain her full size, we'd be
I think if she
relatively
was
safe.
trying to eat us, I don't think being inside of a tavern would stop her from trying to do so.
No, she's not planning on eating you yet. Not until you've
I'm-
done it once.
Yeah, I think as long as we remain useful to her, we have nothing to worry about.
Well, can't say I haven't worked for people I don't like before anyway. In fact, most of my bosses are people I've always actually hated. It's really nothing new for me.
The biggest problem at the moment is we're currently working for the City Guard, the Assassin's Guild, and Tiamat all at the same time.
Right, well,
All for the
She said
same.
anything about the
used to work with city guards before, and I can honestly say whatever they offered us probably wasn't going to be enough anyway. I mean, those guys are strapped for cash as it is. Cities rarely ever fund them. And for them to fund
Yeah.
adventurers isn't much. So they're probably at the bottom of the list of who I care about impressing. The Assassin's Guild, they're a little higher tier. I mean, they've actually got money, first off. Secondly, they can, well, try to murder us in our sleep. And I'd rather them not do that. But then you have the Queen of all fucking dragons. Yeah,
of all
I think we'll
evil
go
dragons.
with her for now.
And
The queen of all evil dragons.
why does the... I didn't think he was evil. I thought it was just Queen of Dragons. And power corrupts absolutely.
I would say that
Evil
there are probably
dragon, good dragon. Dragons are dragons. They'll bite your face off, regardless.
No.
I believe the Platinum Dragon is the lord of the good dragons, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that would be the tail. But I would say that I am sure that there are other dragons who would not consider Tiamat to be their queen. So it seems more that that's a name she assigned to herself than one that other dragons have assigned to her. Or perhaps it's a term that humans and elves have assigned to her. One can never tell.
Either way, if the tales are correct, when she's not in her mortal form, she's got 5 fucking dragon heads. I'd just rather not piss that off.
But our first order of business is we need to figure out how to feed or contain those 5 dragons before they rampage through the city.
Hey,
She said they have to eat tomorrow.
she also said that we need to go searching for where they're making those tiny little mechanical dragons that we saw.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we slew, or you guys slew most of those wagon drivers, didn't you? They were bringing food to those dragons.
That was the druid.
That's what Sarge said.
I mean, I could easily, with a bit of makeup, or if somebody's got the magic for it, blend in with them. But the rest of you are just, well, you're a little too tall.
Let's look at those notebooks that we got off of the brothers. Maybe it tells us something useful.
Their diaries or journals.
Yeah.
I mean, literally could hold exactly what she was looking for, the materials and how those
Possibly.
clockwork dragons work.
You do not find any details other than you do find combinations of locks down under the city. One is labeled a file room.
Okay. Uh, there was also a map. Is the file room shown on the map by any chance?
Yes, it's
Ah,
in the room that has the giant dragon skeleton in it.
The first
okay.
lab we ran to, that they ran to.
Yep. Well,
Anything in there about who they were contracting with to bring the feed for the dragons? Maybe there's still some of them around that we can contact and get them working on
That would be
getting
me.
those dragons fed. That was one of her things. We can't do everything at once.
Yeah, the Minotaur standing behind the bar goes, that would be me.
Ah,
That would be you that makes that contact to get them now.
Yes.
You heard her talk about tearing your bar down. Perhaps if you'll take care of this need, she won't do that.
And he's like, starts grumbling to himself. Need more patrons.
Better than not having a bar left.
I
Better class
believe,
of patrons.
you know, I did just give you 2 platinum. That could be a whole amount to renovate this place for a better clientele. Just saying.
GM, is the
Perhaps a
place
name
damaged?
change, sign change. I mean, I know you like this location, but honestly, it's kind of in the slums. Maybe moving to a better location?
Other way to look at it, if we don't successfully feed them and they rampage and burn down half of the city, you will probably have fewer patrons and maybe just a charred remnant of a inn.
Fine. I'll contact the filthy little buggers. Make sure the dragons get fed tomorrow. But you have a bigger problem.
Yep. We do.
The dragons
Yes,
are
what
expecting
is
the
it?
Duke brothers
Aye.
at feeding
That
time.
Duke brothers. Who are the Duke brothers?
You
Oh,
saw the
right.
legs going down
You know that
below.
leg I was holding when you walked in? Yeah, that was one of them.
Ah, see.
Yeah.
Well, they
What's the
won't be meeting.
Minotaur's name?
Grunt.
Grunt? So, Grunt, did the Jute brothers work for the Queen, or did they work for Orcus? I'm really confused.
Orcus.
Hmm.
Orcus.
They
Uh,
never
even
confided
the
in
Duke
me.
brothers answered Orcus.
Right, but just because they entered that doesn't mean that was true.
Oh, right, she was in the room.
Hmm.
So,
So you got Orcus, Tiamat, and Assassin's Guild. You guys definitely mixed with some shady characters.
Well,
you
to
could
be
say that.
fair, if it wasn't for those bloody brothers, we wouldn't be wrapped up in any of this. Assholes kidnapped us, tried to take our
Yeah.
brains, shove them in a bunch of meat sacks. It was a whole deal.
You were kidnapped.
Yes,
And
each of
they,
us was imprisoned, I think.
Okay.
and,
Forgot which one of us was the one that wasn't imprisoned, who saved everyone, like kind of.
oh, and don't forget the fact you killed one of Orcus's girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, there was a succubus. She's gone now. Either way, we've been making enemies left and right. If it wasn't for the money, I'd probably just walk away, like, right now. But
Where would you go?
Well, I can't go to Baldur's Gate. They're not gonna let me in the gates this time round. I owe a bunch of debts in Waterdeep. Been banned from Mithril Hill.
Sounds like you need to win this pot of money from the Queen of Dragons.
Money's not really gonna solve those problems.
Well,
But it definitely would come
money,
in handy for travel.
money would solve all of those problems, especially the amount of money that she was talking about.
Well, it would definitely afford me a ship out of here. You know, travel the world for a bit, let a few 100 years go by. Maybe people forget about what happened, and I can return back home. I've never been the fan.
Sometimes it is good to outlive a generation of humans. It's kind of like starting over from scratch.
Right. Well,
Get
even
a bad
then,
back.
dwarves nearly hold a grudge more than 50, maybe 75 years if it's a bad one. The longest grudge I've ever seen a dwarf hold was 83 years. And I mean, his brother slept with his wife. You can't not hold a grudge for that long.
Makes for very difficult holidays.
Either way, that's like a drop in the bucket for a dwarf anyway. So, I don't know. Probably Tribor. I think that's where I would go next. You know, if I wasn't sucked into this whole bullshittery.
So when do you guys want to get this whole bullshit thing going up started?
I mean,
We pretty much have to
I'll
figure
take
out
care of
now.
the feeding, then we can get started on the others. And we can always walk in and tell the dragons. The Duke brothers are no longer in charge. And we could carry a leg or two along with us and say, they took off and dropped the legs in the feeding plant den.
right. So we've got to feed the dragons, look for the prince, figure out the clockwork dragon thingy workshop. I don't even know where to start with half of this.
Well,
I mean, we could just do what we've been doing and just wander the sewers until we find
Well, we know about where
something.
the spile room is. We start there and
of the
check
things
out
that
that whole area and see if there's anything.
of the things
There
that have been
is
set
almost-
upon you, which will be the easiest to accomplish?
Well, only a handful of people have actually been able to see the prince, and he tends to leave shortly after. Feeding the dragons is dangerous because, you know, once they realize the brothers are dead, they're probably going to try to rampage. So, probably finding wherever they're making those little dragon trinket thingies.
Yeah.
Let's start.
I mean, a
Start there.
workshop can't really move that quickly, if at all.
And in the meantime, we keep an eye out for the prince while we're doing all this.
And if we happen to pass through the dragons, we tell them the brothers are dead and we're taking over their feeding or whatever we're gonna say to them. Still haven't figured that out.
Don't
But
worry, nothing's changed.
yeah,
Start with something you can accomplish.
Well,
basically,
we don't
look for the
know.
workshop. If something pops up while we're doing that, we take care of it.
Okay.
All right. We have a plan.
So do we want to start that in the morning?
No
Some of
better
you might
time.
need a long rest.
Yeah, we should probably take a rest now and go like as soon as we can.
I
Yeah.
may have made a mistake since I think I long rested already.
Yeah. I don't remember getting hit much in that last battle, but pretty sure I took some hits,
Yeah.
and I'm already healed up, so I might have long rested.
I don't know, did we? Because she finished them off so fast, we hardly got hit.
Yeah.
And we took a long rest before we fought them.
Hold on. Let me check my features. No, I've got all my Moxie, and I remember using it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So maybe.
You guys might have gone ahead and done the long rest.
Right.
All right.
But we have also been talking for a while. I mean, we can leave, but don't know how long we've actually been up cleaning this bar.
Well, you're closing on noon.
Yeah. And we basically spent the entire night waiting for those brothers. So, I mean, a long rest wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah. Let's
Noon is the perfect time for rest.
yeah. And then we'll go in as soon as we wake up around 8 p.m.
Yep.
Uh,
Plus, yeah, we'll be covered by nighttime. So, less eyes on us, I guess, sneaking into the sewers again. Works for me.
So which way is the best way in? The trapdoor
Oh,
here or the way we've been going in?
well, I would think the trap. We got in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trap door. I don't think there's a guard actually watching.
Yeah. And we
We
really
had.
don't want them talking to
Yeah,
us right now. So I feel like, yeah, go through the trapdoor. It's convenient. It's right there. Why leave the tavern and go somewhere else to get down there?
I mean, unless
According to the
we're
map, how far is it?
How far is what?
We have the master map of the whole
Oh,
complex.
true. I don't know.
Or well,
Well,
I guess I don't know that it goes all the way here or not.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So the trapdoor definitely drops down into one of the laboratories the Duke Brothers was using.
Sure, let's go that way.
Okay.
After we rest.
Okay. Let's see. What is it? This lab. Nope. That leads to certain death. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay.
level 3, aren't we?
For the moment, yes.
Okay, I want to make sure. I thought I ought to ask.
Okay, do y'all see the new map? Oh,
No.
probably not. Never mind. Hang on. Okay, how about now?
Let me see.
D.
Yes.
You back up. Is that supposed to be purple dragon? Or... Oh, this is the mechanical. Duh.
Yes, this is the leftover body.
Oh boy.
They made a mechanical from, huh?
Actually, these are components of the mechanical dragon.
Yeah.
And this is where the trapdoor led you. You guys had not actually been in this chamber before.
No, we had not.
Nice.
Should start examining documents here.
All right. Why am I so tiny? Why is everybody so big?
Yeah, some of us are a little bit large.
Yeah.
I mean,
The sizing's
are you a
appropriate.
dwarf?
I'm only 5'8".
Seems like each square is about 10 feet. Okay, so yeah, we should be. Oh, I grew. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking at any documents I can find and staying away from the huge dragon because who knows what's going to set that thing off.
Are there books here, or is it just some broken
There are
pottery up
books
on
there.
it?
There are books there. Actually, there are books up here. There are books over here. There's some sort of diagram over here, along with other apparatus. Pretty much. Oh, and of course, there's one small book over here.
Stuff everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys weren't exactly
Alrighty,
neat.
pick a pile and start examining.
Anyone have a lower than 1 intelligence modifier?
I got a 2.
Yep. I'm just like, I don't think I'm that arcanic, but I guess I'll start on the small book.
Okay. Fango.
Aye.
Roll a investigation skill check.
All right.
Okay,
That's a 8.
that's a failure.
I expect so.
The writing that is in that book you are unable to comprehend.
Understood. I put it down and go, darn it, I'm too dumb. And then go and try to figure out if I can, how I can dismantle the dragon a bit more than it is.
Okay.
All right, who else is attempting to be a good reader?
I'm gonna try here. Same thing, investigation.
Yes, please.
Oh shit!
You are
I
unable
can't
to read the
believe
book.
Aye.
That is pathetic.
I guess I will attempt to read whatever's sitting over here.
Okay.
Investigation.
Can a Nora
right?
take a chance at it?
Yes.
Where is
You may.
investigation?
Arcana or straight intelligence?
Jesus.
Investigation.
Investigation. Sorry.
Yeah. Darkroom's unable to read it.
Keep trying different stuff, people. We may get it.
Yep. Or we won't.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. It's not. I'm gonna have to reload my character sheet or something. It's not working when I click on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That happens.
what's your intelligence modifier?
+2.
So just roll a d20 plus 2.
Okay.
Are you proficient with investigation?
Am I?
I don't think so.
Yes,
Here,
I am.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Okay, so add your proficiency to that as well.
I mean, I think that is my proficiency. Or,
What, +2?
yeah, my intelligence bonus is +0. My proficiency gives me +2. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
So
Hey,
19.
There's a success, moderate success.
Finally.
You don't make out a great deal, but what you do make out is an interesting bit, and you hear or you read that the transfusion or transfer of Bahamut's brain into Subject 7 was successful.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my.
Would I? Let's see. Well, I relay that to everyone. Would I know what that's referring to? I do have proficiency in religion as well.
You can make a history or religion check.
Religion for sure.
Ooh, religion check?
Yep. Okay. Let's see. $16 total.
Okay. So, what you are aware of is while Tiamat is queen of the dragons, Bahamut is considered the king of the dragons.
Okay. And I share what I know and what I glean with everyone.
And Fango, I keep wanting to call you
Aye.
Buttercup,
I know.
roll a perception check.
Alrighty. 20.
You realize that inside the mechanical dragon, there is a person.
Oh.
It
Jeez.
is sleeping inside the skull.
Oh, jeez. They got someone in here. Wait. That probably means that they're bad. Or are they good in a power source?
Those brothers, you never know. I say cautiously wake them up. If they try anything stupid, grab them by the throat.
Alright. Should I try to wake them up before getting, try and break open the head to pull them out?
No, they might be able to control that thing from the inside.
What?
I say get them out first.
Yeah, I thought
If
so.
they're in the head and you got to open it first,
Well,
wouldn't that take something like a sleight of hand to do it?
I'm not saying sleight of hand. I'm saying I'm a barbarian style open it.
Well, you could barbarian style grab him, but I think it would be a good idea to stealthily open it, and then you could grab him.
Listen, if you can find the mechanism that opens up the jaws of this thing, by all means, try.
No,
But if
no,
you
it's
can't
not
get
like
it,
Let me
but
do
you can't go through there. You have to. I have to. The best place would be through the optic, through the ripping out the eyes, and then tunneling through
I think I can
those
figure
nerves.
out how to open it. Let me use a sleight of hand or stealth. Which would you prefer, DM? Sleight of hand or stealth? On the
Sleight of
opening?
hand.
Okay. 33.
You are successful.
Now you may grab him quickly.
Alrighty. I grab him.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Alrighty. Check. Okay. Can it be athletics?
Sure.
22.
Okay. Surprisingly heavier than you thought he would be. But you pull out the person, and the person staring back at you has the number 7 tattooed in the middle of their forehead.
Oh, another sacrifice.
Oh my God.
hey, look at that.
Oh,
I believe Subject 7 is the prince, is he not?
Yes.
we've obtained the
He was.
prince.
Hey, so that's where he's been sleeping this whole time.
Hello, Princey, Your Highness.
I am not
Okay.
a prince.
Oh, sorry for forgetting what your true title is.
I am a king.
You're the Lord King.
Oh,
Bahamut.
Okay.
Or I was until somebody stuffed me in this weak body.
all right. Do you need to? Do you need to have your shoulder? All right. Are you asking to die?
Of course not.
Sorry for being stupid.
Is there a way to get you out? Do any of these books make sense to you?
I don't know. They're written in languages I don't understand. I need to
Oh.
get to the Astral Sea.
Oh,
I take it you think that's where your body is.
It's where it would have automatically gone once they killed the body.
Right.
Do you know who's looking for you?
Listen,
Does
you've kind of caught us in a bit of a troublesome situation. See, we've been looking for you so that we could get a reward. We've also been looking for you because Tiamat sent us to find you. And she's offering a big reward.
I
Now,
bet she
did
is.
She did promise that you would get back to where you belong, but I don't know how far I could trust her. And you're in a weak body, and I don't think you can protect us from the shit she threatened us with. So, we've also got one of her imps here. So, I'm just asking you how you'd like to play this. Because as far as we're concerned, if we bring you to her, you get to go back to where you came from. And that seems to be exactly what you want.
Not necessarily they're not friendly.
By the way, the moment you said imp, the imp appears and is visible on the shoulder of the Thrycreen.
Yeah.
And its head is laying in a position that is not conducive to living.
It's dead.
Yeah, it's just kind of flopping there.
Hey, Kat, I think you've got something on your shoulder there.
Yeah. Pull the imp off. It's really
Sorry,
He
big.
told
could not allow it to survive.
I understand.
Aye, fine by me. I was really not happy about that creepy fuck spying on us. Anyway,
Trying to keep him under control.
he probably knows that you killed her little camera thing over there, so...
Not
Here's the
for a
question.
while.
How do you want to play this? Because now that she can't at least hear us, unless she's scrying on us, which could be a
Doesn't have
problem.
to. She had all the eyeballs in.
She won't
She
know
knows
for a
about
while.
found him.
Good. So, she's offering us about 1 million gold, or whatever, and like a bunch of astral diamonds or something. Either way, shit ton of cash. Unless you can offer us better, we might have to take you to her. Although I don't want her having whatever she's looking for. So, here's the deal. What the hell do you want us to do? And if we get it done, can you offer us protection?
So, let me get this straight. If I don't pay you at least as much as she is paying you, you're going to turn me over. Is that right?
No, that is not what he means.
No, I just said she gave us a really good incentive against turning it over to the original plan, which was you have, I guess, kind of a bounty on your head. Bounty, is that the correct word? Probably not. Either way, people are looking for you. Or at
Oh.
least...
I imagine so.
I've got to be gone for a few minutes. I got to take my dog out. Brand new dog.
Okay.
Be back soon.
She also did not tell us who you really were. She told us your name was Prince Keldar.
Right.
That
Which-
is my original human form.
Right.
I see.
So, the people who know you as the prince have put out a notice that says that they'll pay handsomely. I believe it was 50,000 gold, 500,000 gold, something of the sort. A butt ton of gold for your safe return. But we learned that your body was changed, so we couldn't really think of a way to get you to them without them knowing that it was you. But now, she comes in, kills the brothers that originally kidnapped me and my friend over there, and I point over at Anara.
I was captured too.
Right, and him as well, but we met you later.
Of course.
Point is, we were all practically a good chunk of this group.
At this
was
point,
kidnapped.
you guys hear a couple of voices.
Shit.
Right, we weren't being quiet.
No, we got way too excited.
So you can roll stealth checks.
I will roll a stealth check. I get advantage on them since I'm wearing the boots. Yep, apply roll advantage. There we go. Oh, thank God I rolled that with advantage.
I forgot to turn off my light.
Yep.
That was actually me forgetting. That actually was my voice there. I wasn't trying to deepen it.
Yeah.
Got some mucus in my throat, I think.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think it's a Nora that speaks Draconic.
Yes.
Yeah. You hear two dragons talking, going, "Look, we haven't heard from them. I'm sure that's who's in the research lab. So, if you want to go talk to the Duke brothers, that's fine. But I'm going back to bed." And you hear the other dragon voice, "Fine. I hate transforming, though. It's demeaning. We're majestic creatures. I hate transferring into a stupid elf."
Aye. Makes sense.
That's one dragon talking to another dragon.
Yeah. Those are the bad guys coming to check on us.
Yes. And you see what appears to be a drow elf coming in.
Good. The hell's our bard ahead?
All right.
I cannot. What the hell?
Okay. Come
Ooh.
on.
Oh, he's over there. Oh my God, he's so tiny.
Yeah.
Blends in with everything.
Like, hey, wait a minute. You're not the Duke brothers.
Yeah, but
Who does he see?
Right now he sees Fango.
Okay.
repair mechanical machine. Heavy. Too heavy. Got big guy.
Uh, okay, I'll
I'm
speak in
trying.
Draconic.
I'm trying to go to make it act like I've been mind controlled by them to do their bidding.
Speak in
Uh,
Draconic and say, "No, we are their assistants, and they told us to come here to prepare for the delivery of the food that's
Roll a
coming tomorrow."
persuasion check.
Lovely. Yeah, figures.
Okay.
Oh, I nat 20 on my deception. They really think I'm mind controlled.
Okay.
Not hard. You're already a brainless barbarian.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, he looks at Honora going, "Why are you lying to me?"
uh, but
What
is
do
he
you
still?
mean?
Is it speaking Draconic or is he speaking Common to us?
It's speaking common right now.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna suck. I'll just pop out and go. Hey, well, technically she's right, but she's wrong. We've already kind of prepared food for tomorrow. We're just, waiting for them to tell us when to expect it arriving. The Duke brothers are out right now, just inspecting it to make sure it's what you were expecting.
Okay. Well, he believes you.
Hmm.
Uh, because he basically did an insight check on you and you weren't lying. So he's like,
Mm-hmm.
but he's standing there going, "Dwarves. I told them not to ever hire dwarves."
I am not like those other piddle shits that you've had to deal with, Draugr. Can't stand the likes of them.
Mm, you do look different.
I'm a hill dwarf.
Very well. But
Back
keep
up
it
like
down. We're trying to sleep.
My apologies. I'm just here to wrangle the big guy in case he gets loose again.
And it turns and walks on its heels back into the other chamber.
Yep. Yep. I will go back. as
That was
well.
fortunate.
Hey. Alright, so the question is, because we have kind of a complicated deal going on with the guards, the Assassin's Guild, and, well, Tiamat. Basically, what I'm asking is, since her incentive was either money or death, though I would like to still get paid, at this point, I think I would just settle for protection, from the death.
For live, you choose live.
yes.
If you
Pretty
can
much.
help me restore my body, I
Okay.
can give you protection.
Okay. Would you
Right.
like to see if you could take the body of one of the other dragons?
No.
No, I
Alrighty.
think what he's asking us to do is get him back to the astral plane so he can do some mumbo jumbo and get back
So
to
he
his
can
original
reclaim
body.
his own body.
Yeah. Now,
Well,
the thing is, I did see the kind of magic you could do before when you turn that corpse eater into a rat. I'm not saying I'm looking for much more, but if we help you do this, we are severely missing out on a paycheck that we could really use. Especially
Well,
after all this bullshit. So,
if you really
if you
put
just
in
find it
a
in your
good
heart to,
plan,
spare us some treasure along the way. Either way, we're helping you. I mean,
I think more important also, if you could help us get rid of the dragons that have been brought to this city so that they don't kill many innocent people, that would be important too, if you can do that.
right. I mean,
But how do we help?
kind of thought of an idea. What
There's
if?
some way they brought him here that it could be sending him back?
Hmm.
Because you obviously didn't come here of your own free will and get trapped into this body.
No.
Somehow they transported you here.
Yes. There's a portal in the other room. The other dragons are guarding it.
Right.
Did
And
that
in
get
your
you back to your
Oh.
plane? Where you can reclaim your body?
Potentially.
Then there's a few dragons we need to deal with or find out how to get them to leave.
there's a lot of dragons we need to deal with. You know,
Can you undo the chains restraining this mechanical prototype?
Probably.
maybe. You know, that was another thing Tiamat wanted us was to figure out how they built the small versions of this thing. Or just this thing. Now, I'm not saying I want to give her any more power or anything that could help her. But I have been thinking, and if we do help you out, we're gonna need to, you know, give her something until
I
you're
will
able
take
to
care
get back
of-
to your body.
I will take
If
care
he
of my
gets back to
sister.
his body,
Mm.
he can take care of Tiamat.
Right.
He is powerful in his own right.
Alright, well, I guess we could try to get these chains off. How noisy do you think it's gonna be? Because if one of those dragons come back, I don't think I'm gonna be able to talk them out of it again.
Well, if just one shows up, we can probably handle him.
Let's hope.
Walk around this chain
Yep.
thing and look it over. See if I can figure out how to unlock it, and then apply thieves tools to it.
Yeah, how do we loosen these?
Is that going to unlock that one?
Yep.
The next
One
should be the
down.
end.
Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go.
Well, since you get the first one, the rest should be easy because you should be able to do those.
Yep.
14, is that going to get that?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's 2, and that lays, what'd you say?
Hang on a minute. I'm going to go ahead and give you guidance for the next one, or the next two, or however many.
I think 32 got it pretty good.
Yep.
29,
Yep.
I got a dog in my lap. That's why I'm taking so long.
It's okay.
31. 31. Let me put my baby down. Oh, my baby is not so light to hold. Let me get these. 31 and 26.
Okay. You successfully unlocked them all. Now, 7 says, all right, I will crawl into the head. I can control the wings, but I need you guys to crawl into the legs and make them move.
Right. Well, say no more. I crawl into one of the legs.
Okay.
Is this going to be something that takes strength or acrobatics or what?
It is going to take strength.
then somebody else should do it rather than me.
I have an 11. What about you?
I feel like it's gonna be the two strength-based builds.
It doesn't take a huge amount of strength. It just
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Honora can crawl in.
I have a 0
Alright.
going into it.
Yeah.
Is it just 4 of us or all of us?
he basically says it'll require all of you.
Oh, okay.
Well, then we'll split up with one strength based and one non strength based in each one.
Okay.
That sound good? Everybody?
And the mechanical Bahamut rises.
Mm-hmm.
And then proceeds to yell for the other dragons.
All right.
And the original one walks in.
Oh, fuck.
It's like, son of a bitch. You weren't supposed to be operational yet. And the head swivels around, turns to the side a little bit, and goes, too bad. Boo. And this guy runs back. And you start hearing a crazy commotion coming from the other room.
Isaac.
Is Isaac the dog's name?
No,
Okay.
that's my grandson. My wife is trying to roust him for some reason.
Okay. So as you guys crawl out of the mechanical dragon, you peek through the door. These dragons start fighting amongst each other. And eventually one of them hops into the central thing and disappears. And then another one. And then the third one. And eventually all the dragons have jumped through the portal. Let's see, make sure I got them all. And looks like I did. All right. And Bahamut turns to you guys and goes, thank you. As far as payments, you will find a significant dragon horde in this room. I hope that covers what you would like.
As long as you hold up your end and make sure that, that 5-headed dragon doesn't send anything after us or
Yeah,
come
if
after
it
us.
doesn't get us,
Yeah.
we're happy.
I want to live long enough to enjoy the treasure we're about to find.
That's all we need to do. You, you
That's all we need to do for now. Tiamat remembers. And maybe not today, probably not in the next year, but at some point, she will come for each of you. And he steps into the teleporter and disappears.
They start feeding the dragons.
well,
All right.
Time to look. No telling what we can find here. We're going to need everything we can get before
Quite.
Tiamat
Yeah.
comes for us. Hopefully
Yeah.
she waits a year or two.
well, hopefully he will stick to his word and stop her when she decides to come for us.
Hopefully.
Okay.
He'll have no more interest in this now that he is back in his real form. Her whole purpose was to capture him in his weakened form and enslave or slay him for sure. She wasn't very
Yeah.
truthful with us.
Okay. So here's what you receive in pure coin, or what you locate in pure coin scattered about.
Ooh. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yep.
You find this jewelry and gems.
Right. Oh.
Here's the art objects that they had managed to steal. Here's the
Somebody who wants to do math can figure all this out.
magical equipment that your bird can identify.
Wow.
Here's the wondrous items that you will find in the hoard. Also scattered about.
Now, when I wasted my money buying the cloak of protection.
You mean the cloak
You're gonna
of
miss that money.
displacement?
What do you mean waste money buying it? You didn't have to buy a cloak. We already had a cloak of protection.
Right,
Displacement.
displacement. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Here's a list of the normal stuff. Now, you stumble across a cache of what can only be described as dragon trophies.
Oh, look at that. More boots of Valentine.
And then
Right here is me.
each dragon also had its own personal item. In addition to that, you guys level up.
Oh,
Well, somebody figure out what all this stuff is, money wise.
I am quickly putting it all in notes.
that is so much.
That is, yeah, that's a unbelievable amount of treasure.
Well,
if
it's
I remember, we're talking about 4 dragons.
4 dragon hordes.
Okay. I open up the
technically
portable hole.
it's 5 dragon hordes.
No, don't open the portable hole or some things like that. Like whole
Something
bags of
might
holding
explode
and
if we
other
put it
things that
in.
will blow it to smithereens.
Okay, yeah. Well,
We separate anything that also has an extra dimensional space in it,
Yes.
and we shove
please.
everything else in the portable hole, and whatever doesn't fit in the portable hole, we then split into the bags of holding that we got from the mages, and whatever else has an extra dimensional pocket that we have
Oh.
in this whole mess of items.
This is yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff here we'll have to find out a little more about.
I could tell you almost every single one of
Petrified
these
heart of
things,
a fire giant.
but my god, 65.
What if you could plant that in yourself and get fire giant strength?
Oh my god. This is oh my god, I'm not even done.
Get ourselves griffins, full of griffin eggs. I don't know what some of this shit will do, but there's bound to be some real weird shit in here.
Why do you keep doing that? Ugh.
A celestial sword that radiates faint divine magic. 40-pound chunk of raw adamantine. A red dragon crown of the burning king. Ruby and gold crown. Probably does a little more than its sell price.
There's a Daeron's instant fortress.
Yep. There's just a lot of stuff to consider there. I think our
Yeah.
DM is going to be working for a while unless he's already done all the calculations of what all this stuff does.
Yeah, I pretty
Am I
much have
right?
it all.
Well, that's good. Because there's a lot of shit in there that sounds like it's going to do some stuff. Probably the best equipped party, level 4 party you ever saw.
Ben, do you think that's a true statement?
Maybe. I don't know.
learned two truths in all my years playing D&D, and that is, if the DM throws this many magical items at you, they either don't know what they're doing, or they know exactly what they're about to do.
Yeah, I know. You don't get all the goodies without facing something.
Hell. Okay, that's everything, not including the money. Has somebody figured out the money yet? Or do I have to do that also?
Sorry, I thought you were on it.
I mean, I've got it all saved. I put it into a spreadsheet and then divide it up that way. But I mean, I can't do that right now. I have to do that.
Yeah, nobody
Okay.
expects anybody to do anything right away. You got a
Yeah,
couple of
no,
weeks to
I'm
figure
not
Yeah,
saying
this
the-
divide it.
out.
I just want to know if anybody had the amounts.
Well,
Yeah, I
I mean,
saved it.
there's, I mean, yeah. Unless you're talking about calculating all the trade stuff. I mean,
No, not that,
Some
not
of it
yet.
may not be trade stuff. Some of it may
Yeah,
be magical items.
well, I meant the stuff literally like labeled
the
as
diamonds
yeah,
for
there's-
reasons, all, yeah, the
yeah.
jewels and stuff.
Yeah, that stuff, obviously.
But at the top it says the coins of yeah. Which
Yeah.
unit do you want it in?
Well, you guys are digging through the treasure and looking at stuff, throwing it in the hole. You hear a female voice go, "Hello, boys."
That makes
No.
sense.
Oh no.
Were we strong enough to actually tell him what to do?
No.
My, that's a lot of shiny things you have.
That makes a lot of sense.
Is this our friend Tiamat? Or is
No.
it somebody else?
No, this looks like it's a
Oh.
succubus. Or some other demon.
Yeah.
Alright, that makes sense.
Is she the one we killed before revived?
Are you asking that out loud?
No, well, no. I'm asking.
Okay.
That was out of
I will turn
character.
and look. Do I recognize?
He's asking his own memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. The short answer is yes, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I thought we were rid of you.
I know.
Oh.
I'm like the bad coin that just keeps popping up. But,
Alright.
you know, I work for powerful people. Powerful people tend to notice
Right.
when there's divine intervention happening.
Yeah. I really wouldn't mess with us right about now. You see, we've gotten into the good graces of Bahamut.
Have you now?
This is his payment.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Don't notice him around.
Oh, that's because we sent him back to where his body is, so he can get it and come back here and make
Yeah.
Tiamat and your boss pay for what they did.
My boss was not involved in any of this. In
Oh,
fact, quite the opposite.
wait, right. Well,
See, I
I'd be
think
glad to know.
you're confusing devils and demons. I am a devil.
Hmm.
I do not work for demons. You've been working for demons.
Yes, yes.
We weren't working for demons. We've worked for crappy guards, a bunch of assassins, an evil dragon, and now we're working for a good dragon.
Well, yes,
Just
as you say. Anyway, I thought I'd drop by and say hi. Uh, we'll be seeing you again
oh,
in the very near future.
Yeah.
By the way, you should be running.
when did she come in our process of
From
gathering things?
it's
Uh,
obvious we should be running. The question is, who should we be running from first?
oh, you don't hear them.
Uh,
Well, have a nice day. Bye.
thank you for the warning.
Oh, I wish I could punch her in the face again.
Everybody roll perception checks.
I
This is not gonna be good. This is not gonna be good.
wow, I really am.
So I got a nat
Sure.
20. Or not a nat 20, I got a 20. Dirty 20. Ooh.
Yeah, but that's a 17. I don't have
Okay.
perception.
Everybody who got greater than a 15, uh, you hear initially faintly, but the sound is slowly growing. A lot of metal on metal sound. Uh, and then metal on stone. Um,
So, just a quick
It's them
question.
damn little
In the
autonomous.
treasure we found before, we had the master control rod for the laboratory constructs.
okay.
Did we know what it was? I mean, it was in the list, but in character, do our characters know that that's what it is?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Did we have that?
It was on the Juke Brothers.
Yeah, no, okay. We've got, well, I'm looking at that right now. We've
Oh,
got
okay.
one master key, two outer security keys containing research notes and passwords, communication stones paired to the brother. So we have that. Oh, yeah, master command rod for laboratory constructs. Okay.
But it
Platinum
doesn't
badge
matter if
identifying
we
as
don't know
director of
that's what it is.
research. Yeah. Crap. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Well, I think we got something coming up for next week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we get leveled before they hit?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we can think of some way to avoid them.
Yo.
We'll jump in the hole and up where Tiamat went.
You said we leveled up. Are we leveling up now, like everything, or are we saving
Yeah.
that for after we?
No, you can go ahead and level up now.
Okay,
Okay.
I am going to do that because I am now level 4.
Yay!
Which means I get ability score improvement or a feat. Oh, there was a feat I wanted to grab. I forget which one it was.
Yeah, I was thinking of one too, and I forget too. Well, we got till next week in 2 weeks because we're running out of time, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I just gotta remember what all my abilities do.
Well, you got
here.
time to look it up.
Sweet. Okay.
Let's see. So that will be September 7th. So technically, that is Labor Day.
Yes, it is.
I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to play that night.
I mean, it sounds like a day we would be more likely to be free, but I don't know about you guys.
What, the
Shouldn't have any
7th?
problem in the evening.
Yes.
Yeah.
7th of September.
I'm good either way.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I don't. Nothing.
I'm just
significant about that
checking. I mean,
day.
it's not one of the like everybody's going to visit family type holidays usually, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
since it is a holiday, I always ask because you never know.
Aye.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes people have special need holidays.
Well, yeah, and you know, mine always used to be Thanksgiving. I would always work Christmas, and would always make sure I had Thanksgiving off. So
Well, there are times when one has to take time off, like Mother's Day,
yeah,
birthdays, and then of course there's that time from about Thanksgiving till after New Year's when it's really hard to get people together. Because before Christmas, there's a lot of things happening.
yeah. So
I always look at it as a bonus if I get a game in that time period.
yeah,
Anyway, we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
yeah,
I look
and
forward.
as always, if anybody's got any questions, particularly regarding any of the treasure items, hit me up in Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
And
before we
yeah,
quit, where the sounds are coming from, are there multiple entrances? Is it one entrance? Is it
the sounds are coming from almost every direction.
okay? And there's multiple entrances into the chamber
Yes,
from every direction. Okay. All right.
yes.
Okay.
Then you're whoever got the dirty 20. You estimate that there's between 12 to 18 individual constructs coming your way.
Right.
Okay.
Now, the fun part is currently there's nobody controlling them.
Which means one of us needs to quickly figure out what the heck that rod does.
I mean, but why would we be staring at the rod at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't know what it was
Yeah.
ahead of time, it was just one item of a bunch. So, oh
Yeah.
well.
Right. I'm just imagining
Well,
we grab
we did peer through their research notes. Did it not tell us what the rod was?
I mean, we tried. I don't think
Yeah, I
many
guess.
of us were actually that very effective.
Yeah.
I meant when we were in the tavern, we had their notebook research.
You glanced at it, but you definitely had other things on your mind,
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
your recent encounter with the Queen of
Yeah.
the Dragons. Excuse me. So
It's not like we took a day or two to study it in detail or anything.
yeah.
But yeah, man, Tony, you're really outfitting us early. Unless this is all going to be taken away right about now.
not necessarily. Just keep looking at these items because we got access to what things we can grab.
Well, I mean, then there's the problem of attunement.
Yep. You
The,
need an hour for each item.
Some things don't take attunement. Like a
Well,
scroll
I
of
mean,
also
like
true.
like
scroll
potions.
of teleport.
Ooh,
of
I mean,
planes.
we could always jump into the portal and go wherever Bahamut is.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that
yeah.
may not be a place where we can exist.
Yeah.
But
And the
Maybe
others
we-
jumped in there, and they may not have gone the same place.
but
I
I'm
wonder
liking
if we
the
push the constructs into it, if they would go away.
That's an interesting thought. though it'd still be kind of a fight with a bit of a cheat.
For any of the old Star Trek fans, the question is, what if they went nowhere? The answer is, this is your chance to get away from it all.
Indeed.
Where no one has gone before.
Scramble our molecules.
Yeah. It kills you and reconstructs you as a copy in the new location.
So yeah, the way teleportation really is, well, unless you're doing wormhole manipulation. Flash.
Spaghettification and reconstruction.
Oh, if you're able to decide where the wormhole's going to, why can't you make it a bigger hole?
All right. Everybody have a good couple of weeks.
Yeah, we all just stand there and say, point to the hole and tell them they went that way.
Throw the rod in.
Still, we don't. I can't.
We've got time to think it over, so think it over.
All right.
Just give us a couple of weeks to plot and plan in our minds and talk about it if we want to.
But yeah, the current thing to as a thought is the whole scroll of teleport. If you roll high enough on the Arcana.
And
well, a lot of things that depend upon a lot.
Well, it's I thought with scrolls you're able to, any spellcaster can cast a scroll, but if it's above what they the slots that they can do, it requires like an Arcana check of 2+ every spell slot above what you can cast.
Yeah. Which is difficult for somebody who's like a first level caster, like me.
Yeah. But you'll get there.
A second level caster, like anybody else. Anyway, good night. Thanks for the game. Maybe we'll get to use all this treasure after all. Who knows?
Or at least some of it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't scare off our new player.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not.
Yeah.
Again, thanks, and good night. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right. Bye.
Good night. Thanks.
Yeah.